Trudie Mason sitting in for Elias again this week. And on In Transit, we welcome CJAD 800 Wall of Fame traffic reporter Rick Leckner. We're talking the Ile-Aux-Tourtes. Hello, Rick.
Trudie, what a pleasure. Good morning.
Yeah, it's nice to be speaking to you again. Now, the Ile-Aux-Tourtes Bridge situation, is it only in Quebec that we end up having to put money into keeping one bridge from collapsing while we build another one alongside? Is that an only in Quebec thing, or does that happen in other jurisdictions?
I think it happens elsewhere. You know, we've had examples of problems in the United States. I mean, we do things differently in Quebec, that's for certain, but it's not unique to Quebec. Whether that's any solace to people who are currently lined up trying to get on the bridge, not so sure.
Is the Ile-Aux-Tourtes project one of the ones that will continue through the construction holiday?
Yes, just about all of them do, actually, which is the good news because there are less vehicles on the road, and major projects such as Ile-Aux-Tourtes do continue and have in past years as well.
So when I was crossing, I used to get off the island Friday afternoon around 3, came back yesterday evening or at 5:30, 6 o'clock or so. And I was surprised that it went, I mean, there were delays, but I was surprised it went as smoothly as it has. Has this new lane configuration we've seen of late, has that been beneficial?
Well, I think your timing was great. Beg your pardon. Plus, don't forget, we've got 200,000 construction workers on holiday. So usually traffic is much, much later. So the influx of traffic, whether it's from the west or coming down from the Laurentians or in from the townships, much later, and will be for the next couple of Sundays. So take advantage of it. But, well, there's some good news, yes, definitely, because in the morning now, actually from midnight until 10 a.m., there are 2 lanes heading into the city, heading east, and currently they're just moving the barricades so that you'll have 2 lanes going out in the afternoon, and that's in effect from noon to 10 p.m. But it's a real Band-Aid solution. It's still causing a lot of problems and will continue until probably at least until the end of 2026, when they hope to have. You see, the new configuration or the new construction actually is 2 bridges, one heading east and one heading west. The eastbound direction is supposed to be open in late 2026 and the second a year later. So by the end of 2027, which is still quite a distance away, it'll be done if the schedule is maintained.
To digress for just a moment, Rick, could you describe how a zipper truck works? Because we had a text in on that a few days ago because you heard Debbie Marsalis during her traffic report mentioning that the zipper truck was on the span. This is how the lane configuration is changed in the middle of the day. How does that thing work?
It looks like a very large grader with all kinds of wheels, and what it does, wheels sort of sideways, which move those New Jersey barricades to the new configuration. So it's something actually that they used years ago on Auto Route 13 as well. And it's been around for a while, but it's the most efficient way. It's obviously not something that can be done manually. So they use this tractor movable thingamajig to do it. And it's a pretty efficient operation, but, it's still a slow procedure across the bridge. But don't forget, they're doing this inbound and outbound, and then they got to move them back. So it's really 4 times a day that they're doing this, but it is, given today's technology, the best way to do it.
And it's better than what we saw before, where the lanes were fixed, and if you were moving in one direction, and that was the down to 1 lane situation. You had no choice.
Now they have what they call this dynamic configuration, so it changes as we just described. The other thing about the bridge, which again is highlighted, is the lack of progress in building a bypass to Highway 20 through Vaudreuil-Dorion. And I think earlier this month, Transport Quebec said they were studying it. But I mean, this is another unacceptable situation because, believe it or not, Transport Quebec expropriated land to build that bypass in 1964.
What?
And here we are. It's like I keep calling this the Cavendish of the West Island because it is. I mean, it's badly needed, particularly when they're rebuilding the bridge. that is really the only option. Or you take Highway 30 and go around via the Champlain Bridge, which is an option, but not the best one. So you've got all of this traffic now coming through Vaudreuil-Dorion. Don't forget, Highway 20 is a major link to Ontario as well. So this thing has been befuddled for all these decades, and there's still no commitment from Transport Quebec to do it. They're looking at what the impact will be and what the economy will do. It's in some instances quite mind-boggling.
And where does that land run? The reserve, the land that Transport Quebec acquired.
I believe it runs to the south of actual Highway 20. And the land is, as I say, spoken for. There's 5 traffic lights, Trudie.
Yeah, and I know. I've been stuck there, yeah.
And it's just, not logical that this should be going on for so. And even if they make a decision, which heaven knows when that'll be, it'll take years to do. So, we're stuck in that lack of vision that I mentioned very often. And, who's running the shop? Look,
I don't know, Rick, if you agree with me, but I always thought we didn't get Highway 30 until after the Oka crisis, when the Mercier Bridge was closed for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks.
July 1990.
And it seemed to light a fire under this idea that a bypass would be important for that reason. Is it going to take another political crisis?
Well, hopefully not. But, unfortunately, often this is the situation where it takes something pretty bad to make them do it. But, we're talking decades here that this has been going on. And as I say, it'll take forever to get it fixed. Don't forget, we still don't have a beltway to the north, nor do I think we ever will. And we're one of the very, very few major metropolitan areas that don't have these bypasses.
Your best prediction for any improvements in the lane arrangement on the existing Ile-Aux-Tourtes? Is there relief down the road before the new spans open?
I don't see it. No. Unless some miracle construction takes place, I don't see this timetable being changed in any way. I guess the best we can hope for, Trudie, is that they maintain the current timetable and don't run into any more problems, because they have had structural issues which were not known when they first started this process.
Lowered expectations is all we could.
Manage expectations. It's all about managing expectations.
Rick Leckner, always great to speak with you.
Pleasure. Thank you, Trudie.
Rick Leckner, of course, is CJAD 800's Wall of Fame traffic reporter.